Hey everybody, today I'm going to be reviewing a film from 2009 called The Lovely Bones, based on a novel by Alice Sebold. It's directed by Peter Jackson, yeah, the Peter Jackson, the same one who directed Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, and infamous remake of King Kong. And it stars Mark Wahlberg, Rachel Weisz, Susan Sarandon, Stanley Tucci, and, or however you say his name, and Saoirse Ronan. I think it's pronounced Saoirse. I won't try to completely spoil the film, but it starts out set in and around Norristown, Pennsylvania, before switching in back and forth between Purgatory. Uh, Hold on a second, guys. Sorry about that. Uh, it's based in Norristown, Pennsylvania, before switching back and forth between Purgatory later in the film. Saoirse, who plays Susie Salmon, not sure how they came up with the name Salmon, like the fish, who is portrayed as a seemingly normal, popular student in apparently high school. But she is in reality a bit offbeat. She loves to take pictures with a Kodak of the important events, things, and people in her life. Remember, the film's setting is in 1970s Pennsylvania. Susie sees her best friend kiss a jock in school and hears her grandma, played by Susan Sarandon, talk about her first kiss. She somehow meets a dark, handsome young man named Ray, and the two almost start to begin going steady and share that big first kiss before it happens. Yes, I said young man. For some reason, most of the casting in this movie is a bit questionable, although it somehow works out. Ray, played by Reese Ritchie, is really much older than the 13-year-old Saoirse was when filming took place. Come to think of it, inappropriate relationships are a theme in the film, but that's beside the point. So she's walking home from school full of innocent teenage girl thoughts of kissing Ray in her head when she meets George Harvey, played by Stanley Tucci, in a wide cornfield. She doesn't trust him, but he convinces her to check out a hideaway, safe space room he created for the neighborhood teens to hang out in under the corn. She soon starts to feel uncomfortable, basically, and he keeps her from ever leaving physically, as in he kills her. Susie's ghost, or soul, cannot rest, however, i.e., go to heaven, until her killer comes to justice. Her family can heal from her passing, and her and the other victims of serial killer George can be laid to rest. She haunts the living, but not in a spooky way, residing halfway between heaven and earth, touching both places, i.e., purgatory. The police don't suspect George, and so the case goes cold. That is, until Susie's younger sister, Lindsay, played by Rose McIver, begins to suspect the loner, middle-aged neighbor across the street. Once again, with the casting curiosities, Rose, ironically, was a good bit older than Saoirse was at filming, but rather convincingly is able to portray her younger sister in the first half of the film and older sister during the last half. She doesn't look too much like Susie, but that's also beside the point. One day, Lindsay manages to sneak into George's room to try and gather evidence to incriminate him. She may have done this just in the nick of time, as George was planning to somehow lure the much older Lindsay away to kill her for his pleasure and to potentially keep her quiet. Lindsay escapes the home unharmed. George, knowing time's up, packs up his things and skedaddles out of the house before the police arrive. Then goes to dump Susie's body and other possessions in a sinkhole/landfill. Susie returns from purgatory once more to say goodbye, at least until her once boyfriend dies, to Ray. They finally share that long-awaited kiss. The film ends all happy-go-lucky as everyone's minds are put at ease and the war is over as George is killed by a magic chunk of ice and the lovely bones all form into place. Okay, so what do I think of this film? Uh, One, it's very ambitious, and Peter Jackson bites off a bit more than he can chew. Some of the casting it was a bit off. Saoirse is far and away the best actor or actress in the film. Don't let the credits or Wikipedia fool you. She was the star of this film, not Mark Wahlberg. But due to him being a big-name star at the time of the movie's release, and Saoirse not so much, he got billed as top actor. There are a few moments in the film, especially early on, that are downright laughable or not very believable. The plot has many loose ends and wanders throughout. Religion, too, is suspiciously left out, despite the film's message leaning on spirituality and morality/dreams. In real life 70s America, unless the family were atheists, then the idea that they would not go to church or seek therapy with a priest is, quite frankly, preposterous. The film only has a 31% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, with many critics citing the overwhelming visual imagery and special effects drowning out the main story and characters. However, I've always loved this film, ever since I got it for like $5 at Walmart in 2010. And here's why. While the film is very ambitious, at least it attempts to answer the questions, on life and where we go when we die, perhaps even critiquing religion. Visual imagery and CGI is terrific, with few moments of unbelievability. The music also goes well with the imagery, and I like the small selection of classic rock added into the film. While the script and casting is not the best, nor the studio forced ending, all that can be overlooked to some degree by the mind blowing special effects and sappy tear jolting imagery, music, and the brilliant performances of Saoirse Ronan and Stanley Tucci. I try not to let nostalgia sway my new view of the film very much, and having rewatched it for the first time in years, I give this film amazingly a 3 out of 4 stars. There is so much more to discuss in this film, but since I am trying to make this review short, I'll leave it here. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more unbiased reviews and commentaries. Uh, yeah, that's about it, guys. Make sure you comment and tell me what I should review next, because I'm all ears.